It's going to be awesome. Everybody, what's going on? It is Friday night in Quarantineville. My goodness, are we even keeping track of what days there are anymore? But thank you all for spending a little time on your Friday night with me here and the rest of the Day Tripper crew. We did this with the Waxahachie episode and had a great time. It was a lot of fun to sort of give y'all some of our behind-the-scenes stories with the show, and then get y'all's feedback immediately on an episode. We had all these plans to do some live parties, and of course, Corona killed it. So we are doing the best we can here, and I hope all y'all are staying safe and healthy wherever y'all are in Texas or across the country. So please, let's have some fun tonight. Let's have some fun. Hopefully you got your family gathered around the campfire. What's the modern day campfire but a television in our living rooms, or a computer or a tablet or whatever you want. And so these are fun. These are really fun. We're trying it out today with the Waxahachie episode. You may remember we went live to both just YouTube, and today we're going live to YouTube and Facebook. So what's up out there, guys? We're just testing the waters, seeing how this whole thing's going to work. And truthfully, it's been a whole lot of fun. So today we are showing the Palacios episode. Y'all, if y'all want to chat with the crew is over there in YouTube. They're in the YouTube comments. So if you're casting it to your TV, make sure your phone or whatever you're going to be typing with is logged on to YouTube, and you can chat with everybody. I think the whole gang is there. I, as the boss, told them to be there, and I hope they listen to me. Truthfully, y'all know how it goes. Y'all have seen the road enough. Do they listen to me? 50-50. 50-50. So anyway, this is gonna be a whole lot of fun. So Palacios is the second episode of the May episodes, and I've mentioned that we did an episode in Palacios to a lot of people, and the common response is always, huh? Where's that? Well, you've been to Port Aransas, right? Yeah? Not really close to that. Kind of further north from that. Oh, okay. Like Galveston? Nope, not Galveston. Kind of like further south from that. Okay. So anyway, Palacios is one of those great under-the-radar Texas cities. Certainly under-the-radar Texas coastal cities. And we had a whole lot of fun going and making an episode. So I'm going to not let this thing drag out too long before we jump into it. Like I said, log on to YouTube. The crew's going to be chatting over there. And in this crazy time, if I could give y'all any encouragement, is just hang in there, guys. Based on the governor's executive orders and things that he issued today or his press conference, we may be hitting the plateau somehow in Texas because you guys are all staying home and staying safe, and it's actually working. So let's keep you stay the course, 1,000 points a lot, and we're gonna get there. To quote the great late George H.W. Bush, we're getting closer to the end of this thing than we are to the beginning. At least the first phase of it. So hang in there. Day Tripper will resume shortly. We're very fortunate to have gone and filmed 5 episodes of the Day Tripper before the quarantining started, so that we could get them finished up and airing in May. If you guys watch this one tonight, and you tell your family about it because it's like the best episode you've ever seen of the Day Tripper. Every episode you see is the best episode you've ever seen of the Day Tripper, right? If that's true, then it'll air the second weekend of May. So, and you people in Palacios who want to watch it on your TV, second week of May. So, without further ado, crew is standing by to answer your comments. Y'all go chat it up on YouTube. It's going to be a good time. And without further ado, the Palacios episode.
The Day Tripper is made possible by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Real Texas barbecue.
Let us pause and appreciate the deliciousness of that meat. Hey guys, hopefully y'all are taking some to-go orders from your local restaurants, or even calling in some to-go orders from Rudy's. Our restaurants need us more now than ever. I've picked up Rudy's barbecue quite a few times since this whole thing started. Delicious, and we went and had pizza from 600 Degrees tonight, and went and supported Wrench Brewery. So support your local guys by getting to-go food, please. They need it desperately.
Dell Precision Workstations, laptops and desktops designed to power the creativity of the storyteller. The city of Georgetown, where big ideas meet small town charm. Georgetown, the most beautiful town square in Texas. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, protection and peace of mind for Texans since 1952. Don Hewlett Chevrolet in Georgetown, making Texas road trips possible for nearly 50 years. Don Hewlett Chevrolet, Texas true. Built in Shiner, Texas. Built by hand. Ranch Hand Truck Accessories. Built to take a hit.
Here we go. Here we go.
If I said we were headed to a coastal town, most would immediately envision a place of crowded beaches, bustling souvenir shops, and hordes of flip-flopping tourists. And of course, those towns do exist. But then there are the towns in between, where the salt and the sea aren't just for tourists, but for the town's very existence. Laid-back villages that depend on the water, and where the history is as deep as the Gulf itself. Making splashes in Palacios. Yes, that is how you say that.
All right, everybody. Don't go. Wait, he mispronounced it, because if you go down to Palacios and you start going, I'm sorry, am I in Palacios? You're going to get laughed out of town. That's just one of those beautiful Texasisms where it is correctly mispronounced.
On the Texas coast, about halfway between Galveston and Corpus Christi, you'll find Palacios, just north of Matagorda Bay. It's a place full of salt, sun, and history. Welcome to Palacios. Not Palacios like you might think, but the Texified Palacios. Built right here on Tres Palacios Bay, which legend holds got its name when some shipwrecked Spaniards were swimming to shore and saw 3 palaces on the horizon, only to have them disappear as they got closer. Now, whether or not that's true, this bay is home to maybe the most famous French shipwreck of all time. You throw in all the hurricanes this place has endured, and it may seem like a really unlucky place to be. But trust me, if you want a day on the bay, this is exactly where you want to be.
So I've always, having spent more time on the coast, I've realized that there are a lot of bay people. If you're a bay person, shout out in the comments on this thing. So there's beach people, and then there's bay people. And the beach people love to go and build sandcastles and sit on the beach and do nothing and relax in the sunshine. And then there's the Texas Bay people. And they're yeah, the beach is for the tourists. We're going to fish all day. We're going to hang out, on boats, eat delicious seafood, kind of live this Jimmy Buffett lifestyle, but without the beach. Very two different camps. And there's a lot of people who say, why in the world would I go to the coast and not go to the beach? And then the other people are forget the beach. I'm good. I just want the salt and the sand and the sunshine, and I'm good fishing. Usually bay people are fisher people too. Fishermen and women, fisher people. Is that a word? Not sure. All right, back to it.
Today, Palacios has about 5,000 residents, including many families who've lived here for generations. They've endured booms, busts, and hurricane-force gusts, but stay firmly rooted in the salty Texas soil. What is it about being next to the beach that makes people just paint stuff in pastels?
Think about it this way, because of the weather, whatever color you paint in about 5 years, it's going to turn pastel.
It's true.
Okay, I like this downtown.
kind of sleepy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's relaxing, actually. There's no...
No, yeah.
Because John Mark just fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm like nodding off right now.
What? I'm sorry. You guys.
What?
As you can tell, downtown whispers of a time when Palacios wasn't so sleepy. And what better way to start the day than with a history lesson at the appropriately named City by the Sea Museum. Our historian for the day is Mark Moat.
Let me show you some of the exhibits.
So is this all set up sort of a timeline of Palacios?
It is in a
County?
way, yes.
So the story begins with the Karankawa Indians, a tribe who lived off the fruits of the sea from Galveston down to Corpus Christi. But the town's biggest population boom happened in the 1930s, when Palacios became a waterfront destination and the U.S. Army's Camp Hewlin went into full service.
When the military was here, they trained 14,000 troops here. Wow. After World War II started, the War Department took over and opened a anti-aircraft artillery range and training base. It's heavy,
Yeah,
heavier than you expected to be.
Big bullet. No, yeah, very. Boom.
Part of the reason they chose this area was because of the bay. They were able to fire artillery over the bay and not have to pick it all up.
Okay.
So the bay is still full of artillery. Shrimpers find it all the time.
Really?
Usually it's spent, so there's that.
Yeah.
Those 14,000 servicemen needed things to do, and downtown Palacios was happy to help.
This is what we call our Old Town Palacios display. And actually 2 of the businesses on here are still in operation. The Palacios Funeral Home and the Beacon.
People are still dying in Palacios
And they
and
still need newspapers.
Hey, now I like this hat.
Yes, we have a large collection of hats.
I got one just like it at home.
Yeah.
This one might be a little smaller.
Just a bit.
Although I need one like this.
Oh, there you go.
I'll wear this the rest of the episode.
You'll fit it.
No, please no.
Please no.
If you got transported to the 20s, you'd fit right.
Yeah, I know. That's not bad.
But maybe the most significant thing that happened in Palacios happened in 1684, although we didn't find out about it for another 300 years. And I'm talking about the wreck of the La Belle, a French ship that was part of La Salle's doomed voyage that accidentally landed him in Matagorda Bay. And after it was discovered, archaeologists built a cofferdam around the sunken ship and discovered a treasure trove of history.
We pulled up how many artifacts?
1.6 million. Well, about the 20% of the hull is intact. It's sunk deep enough into the mud and clay, decay slowed down a lot. And so it preserved all those artifacts really well.
Interesting.
It's part of the reason La Belle is considered one of the most important shipwrecks in this hemisphere. And
So, I'm going to history nerd out on you real quick about the La Belle. If you haven't gone and seen it, the actual hull of the ship is right now in the bottom floor of the Bob Bullock Museum in Austin. So the Texas History Museum that's right by the University of Texas, it's between UT and the Capitol. They were able to preserve the La Belle's hull, pull it out of the mud, somehow, basically petrify it, and it's in the Bob Bullock Museum. It's amazing. The world gained more artifacts from that era of French history than they had previously in the entire world. In other words, if they had 50,000 artifacts, that shipwreck alone yielded twice that amount, and it was found here on Texas soil. So, it's basically Texans saving French history. It's the way I like to look at it, helping the French out once again.
one of our exhibits that we don't house here in the museum is La Petite Belle. It's a half-size replica of La Belle. It's a fully working vessel, and we're going to take you out there and take a look at it.
Yes, let's go sailing.
Great.
La Petite Belle, French for the Petite Belle. And today, I'm part of the crew of Captain Lane Hollister.
Captain?
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, this is great. Well, hopefully you're talented at sailing, because I am not. I don't want to meet the same fate as the first La Belle.
We'll get you out.
Okay, you'll get me out. I want to come back in as well.
Find a seat and we'll get to it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and let's tie this off to this, and it's pretty good. I think we're seaworthy here.
I was having flashbacks to the Rockwall episode where I actually sort of learned how to sail, but I didn't want to be responsible for sinking another small French-inspired ship in the bay. So
Captain Lane and his jolly crew not only built this ship, but have taken it all up and down the Texas coast.
Man the rigging, boys. Yes. We sail at noon. Wait, no. We're already sailing at the turn of the tide.
But something isn't right.
Why is there blood on the deck? This isn't a ship.
All right, I'm seeing some comments here, mostly from my buddy Nate Kimrow. He says there's a law against jorts. And let me tell you, in the times of Corona, there is no law against jorts. Jorts all the way, especially cut-off jorts. Some of the most comfortable shorts I own. More comfortable than my actual jeans. Cut the legs off. Jeans become even more comfortable. Prove me wrong. I dare you.
It's a vessel of murder. Oh no, this is that red paint. But it looks like blood.
LaSalle was eventually killed by his own crew, but so far, Captain Lane seems a worthy captain.
So I'm amazed this is an actual sailboat. Sailing ship, rather.
Square rig sailing vessel.
Where exactly was the LaBelle found?
It's about 20 miles straight out as you're pointing
Okay.
on the backside of Matagorda Island.
The excavation crews all stayed here in Palacios for the duration of the 2-year effort to recover the LaBelle. I tell you, the Gulf Coast can be a treacherous place.
Head for that shore behind his head.
Okay. Oh no. It was just a matter of time before I was responsible for sinking a ship. It's here. We're going down.
Something's gonna happen. That's good. Would you like to fire the cannons?
Y'all have cannons? Yeah, of course I want to fire the cannons.
Now we're really reliving the LaBelle's journey.
If we be firing cannons in the bay, we have to do this in appropriate fashion. Arr! Fire in the hole! Arr!
Seems me own cannons are declaring mutiny.
Fire in the hole!
Come on.
So I thought we'd be better at being pirates. We're not.
We should probably stick to making a TV show. Hey, look, I paused it. We had another boat out there with us. You don't think about all these things until you start making a TV show. You're like, all right, we're going to go on a ship. We're going to have a ship. It's going to be traveling through the bay. It's like, well, okay, who's going to be filming the ship? It was like everybody on the ship. But if that's the only way you do it, you get one perspective. You don't ever actually see the ship. You just see the water. So you have to have another boat. We call it a chase boat that's putting around the bay apart from us. And we do this trick anytime I'm doing anything on a boat or in a car. You know, to film a car going down the highway, you have to have 2 cars, actually. So that's our chase boat. We got good old Richie right there at the front and Todd sitting up there on the top deck. And we had a lot of help that day from the good people of Palacios. They were super, super duper nice to us. Oh, and by the way, those cannons, we probably tried it about 12 times before this.
Our one last shot, this time at Richie and Todd's ship. Fire in the hole! Arr!
Great. There it goes.
So powerful. so mighty. Let's see that again.
Our one last shot, this time at Richie and Todd's ship. Fire in the hole! Arr!
Great.
Arr! There she blows. Your mother was a bat. Arr! Take that!
We got
And
2
luckily,
fires.
it looks like we're not going to meet the same fate as the original LaBelle crew. And we'll live to tell the tale of Le Petite Belle. The history is rich here in Palacios. The most famous building still standing is the Luther Hotel. Built in 1903, the Luther still accommodates weary travelers looking for a taste of historic hospitality.
So we stayed at the Luther. Jerry and I stayed down there. If you like history, it is a phenomenal hotel. I stayed in the same suite that Rita Hayworth had stayed in, and I believe Shirley Temple and Bob Hope. So y'all heard the history part about Camp Hewlin. Well, Camp Hewlin, huge army base, and all these celebrities, these A-list celebrities would come down and entertain the soldiers. And that included Rita Hayworth, Bob Hope, and people like that who all stayed in the Luther Hotel. So it's pretty darn cool. I tell you, I stayed in the top suite, and it still had wallpaper from like the 50s or 60s. It was epic. I'm going to post some photos on my Instagram account tonight of that that suite. It's a throwback. It was awesome.
Hey, speaking of tasty hotels, for lunch, I've actually got another hotel in mind that's only 10 miles north in a small community of about 800 folks. Now, we all know it's a blessing to live in Texas, but nobody knows
Amen.
that more than the folks in the town of Blessing, Texas, who run the Blessing Hotel. Built on land that was once part of a ranch owned by famous cattleman Shanghai Pierce, this hotel is a legend. But perhaps even more famous than the rooms is the restaurant in the back and Miss Helen's Buffet. Full of home-cooked classics made with love and lots of butter, this buffet is a must-stop meal. Miss Helen Feldhausen has managed this restaurant for over 50 years and can take us all the way back to where it started.
Jonathan Pierce founded Blessing in 1903,
Okay.
and the hotel was built in 1907.
Him, his brother, I mean, the whole Pierce family, Pierce,
Uh-huh.
Texas, Pierce Ranch. These are icons of Texas
Well,
lore.
the Pierce family opens up every morning for me.
Pokey, I'm told.
Opens
Yeah,
up.
Pokey.
Yeah,
This guy
Pokey.
back over here. He's poking at a dessert right now. That's pretty good.
He always comes early and eats early.
So, I mean, if you're a Texas history person, you probably know the name Charles Goodnight, one of the famous cattle ranchers of our day. Maybe know the name the King Ranch, another famous cattle ranch. And then if you know a third one, it's Shanghai Pierce. Him and the whole Pierce family were ranching down around the Palacios area and Blessing. And I'm just disappointed that there's not more Texans named Shanghai nowadays. So I've had all the kids I'm going to have. And if anyone out there wants to name their kid Shanghai, it's pretty awesome Texas history name. So I'm just throwing that out there for all you growing families.
Pokey now marks the 4th generation of Pierces that have kept this restaurant open, even when the hotel itself had to close.
So, what do you think this hotel means to the people of Blessing?
Well, it is Blessing, the town of Blessing. If the hotel wasn't here, Blessing wouldn't be nothing. The restaurant part has never been closed for the
Wow.
whole time of the hotel.
And let's be honest, you know, Pierce family aside, I hear you're the real hero here, Miss Helen.
Well, I don't know about that.
She's a humble hero. Hotel Blessing serves up an ever-rotating feast of Texas-sized proportions every day at lunch except for Christmas. And Miss Helen knows how to cook.
How many times are y'all gonna let me walk back through that buffet line?
As many times, if you go away hungry, it's your fault.
Okay, deal. All right, you gotta have the game plan early to serve space, because we got a lot of food and it's all gotta go on this plate right here. Some greens, some pintos, chicken and dumplings. We're just gonna have to go here in the side. Sweet potatoes. We got big old chunks of steak, sausage. This is so much food. There we go, baby. The creme de la creme, the crown of the plate. No, the crown of the crown. Homemade roll. Stay. Oh. Let's go eat. How do you attack this thing? All right, I think we're gonna eat the chicken off the top, then attack the perimeter fried chicken. Oh man, crispy, juicy, salty.
Easily some of the best fried chicken I've ever had.
At some point, there's so much food on your plate, it just all kind of mixes together. That actually may make it more delicious.
It's a good point, Chet. So I'm curious, when you guys are eating Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, whatever it is, are you cool with the food mixing together on your giant plate, or are you very like type A about it? None shall mix. So greens, beans, corn, all of it has to be like separate with a at least a 1-inch safety bubble around it. What do y'all think? I'm curious. Leave a comment. Frankly, like just start off mixing it together. Don't even give me a plate. Just give me a bowl, and I'm gonna just stir it all up. That's just my style.
And you think about people gathering in this dining room 114 years ago to eat a home-cooked meal. That just makes the food taste all the better.
Ooh,
Well, guys, it was a blessing to go to lunch with y'all.
A blessing to my stomach. You didn't say your blessings, though.
I know, I did not say my blessings, but I figure in blessing, there's no need for blessing because it's just superfluous.
It's pre-blessed.
Superfluous?
Yeah. You don't know that word?
No, I do.
Oh,
I just-
Richie, you
I
go
hope-
to school someday.
No, I hope the
We're
view-
raising
I-
money. GoFundMe.
I
Send
hope-
Richie to high school.
I hope the viewers at home are.
They're looking it up right now, actually.
I sneak those in to educate Texas.
There
I'm
you
trying
go.
to, it's what I do to help the community.
Okay.
All right,
Y'all know the word superfluous, right? Right? That's not an overreach. Anyway.
so while we're outside of Palacios, we're gonna wind through the countryside to the best place to see the actual beach itself, at the nearby Matagorda Bay Nature Park. This 1,300-acre park, managed by the Lower Colorado River Authority, is an incredible mix of coast, wetlands, and prairie, but at a very important Texas spot.
All right, so check this out. Here on the eastern edge of Matagorda Bay is where the mighty Colorado River crashes into the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, this river is the same one that runs right through the middle of downtown Austin. And actually, this pink granite that this jetty is built out of is the same stone that our state capitol building is built out of. That's pretty cool. But if I understand science correctly, it means on this side, yeah, salty, and on this side, fresh. Salty, fresh. I do understand science.
All right, it was all salty. Y'all know better. Come on, look at it. It's all mixing together. The fresh water doesn't have a chance against the salt water. We're just being silly. But that's basically how estuaries work. Another big word for y'all.
Anytime I'm down on the beach, I gotta get my feet wet.
All right, cool. Look, check this out. Look what I found. It's a lightning whelk, which is the official shell of the state of Texas. It's the only one of these spiral shells that opens to the left. And then, whoo, look in there. There's a hermit crab down in there. So, and since this shell is already claimed, I don't want to steal someone else's house. I think it's best that we leave him here on the beach. Go free, little buddy. Go, be with your people.
The Visitor Center is a great place for some hands-on education. But I figure we jump right into our outdoor classroom by stepping beyond the beach and making our way into the Matagorda Marsh.
Man, this is super cool. I think most people who have gone kayaking are just used to kayaking rivers or kind of out in big open lakes. And this is totally different than either one of those because you got all this grass, this marshland. It's like paddling in a spaghetti bowl. You know, you got no one direction you have to head. You kind of cruise around this way, that way, turn back. I mean, just make sure you got a compass or, a GPS.
The bay has a variety of paddling routes, all navigable by GPS coordinates. The best part is that they're untouched by motorized boats. So if tranquility is what you're after, then you're in the right place, amigo.
What's amazing out here is you hear the breeze, but then even louder, you can hear the crashing waves just over the dunes. You can't see them, but they're always there. It would be super easy to get lost out here.
And just in case you do, here's some outdoor survival school.
Check this out. This is called salt wort. Evidently, it's edible, and evidently Texans have been eating it dating all the way back to the Karankawa Indians. Let's see. It's crunchy. And salty. There you go, man.
Yeah. Salty.
Salty, just a little bit of warty.
Yeah, a little warty.
Yeah. Did you bring any water, perchance?
All of a sudden, I want some.
I know, right?
I've eaten some really weird things on the show. I think saltwort is up there near the top. Anybody else tried some good coastal grass? You know, it's got a good crunch to it. I think there's something the hipsters at the Austin restaurants are missing. I think we need to start importing local saltwort and sprinkling it on salads. There's something there.
I think
Too often people come to the coast and they want to do the beach and only the beach. And they forget about these sort of huge wetlands and these bays that we have. I mean, they're really incredible. So next time you go coastal, make sure you appreciate every part of our coast, bay included.
All right, I just made that point. I want to know, you guys, what are y'all, more bay people or beach people? Leave a comment. I think personally, I'm both. And yeah, that's a cop-out.
Now to head back to Palacios.
Hey guys, look out here. This is the Texas shrimping industry right here.
That's a lot of full-size, like professional big shrimping boats.
They call it the shrimp capital of Texas. I guess most of our shrimp is supplied by these boats right here.
It's a jumbo shrimping industry in Palacios.
We thought about doing full Bubba Gump shrimp reference and going full Jenny and Lieutenant Dan on these boats, but we figured we'd probably get shot if we tried to step on someone else's shrimp boat. We did want to go shrimping in the episode, and they were like, sure, it'll take about a month. And we're like, yeah, it's called the day tripper, not the month tripper. I guess we're not shrimping.
Some boats go out for months at a time, while others go out every morning and come back with full nets of Gulf shrimp, which they sell in local markets and restaurants, including places like The Point. Specializing in tasty Vietnamese cooking, but also beer, ice, bait, tackle, grocery, and lottery. The term general store doesn't even begin to describe this place.
Explain a little bit about this place to me. What exactly is it? Is it a restaurant or convenience store or a bait shop?
We live in a small town, so
Okay.
it had to be one-stop place. So this is it.
This is Yin Tran, who with her husband Brian run this one-stop shop serving up all the things a small fishing town needs, including warm smiles and hospitality. But of course in Palacios, that also means shrimp.
Right here, this is the shrimp wrap. This is like an egg roll, but it had a whole shrimp. And we buy our shrimp from here.
I'm gonna dive into one of these. I think it's cooled enough. I got 6 of these because I'm not sharing. Sorry, guys.
So good.
I thought I tried just about every type of fried shrimp in Texas, and you just proved me wrong.
Okay.
I've never had shrimp like this. This is delicious.
The menu has an incredible mix of Vietnamese classics that come from Yin and Brian's family heritage. Like many Vietnamese families along the Texas coast, they escaped Vietnam during the war and found a new home here under the Lone Star.
So I grew up right around Port Arthur, Texas, and didn't fully appreciate the Vietnamese cuisine that is up and down the Texas coast. We have some of the best Vietnamese food on the planet here in Texas. And I feel bad. If I could go back to high school in Southeast Texas, one of the things I would do is eat more Vietnamese food.
Just one of the many things that keeps Texas so vibrantly diverse and delicious.
So everything on the menu are my favorite food, so I would not get tired of it. You know, Palacios become like a place that you can meet the two cultures because you can get both Mexican and Vietnamese food. And of course, we do have hamburger and
Okay, of course, yeah. Why not? You already mastered 2 cultures. Just
Yeah.
master American food too.
Well, food is the universal language, so it's time to speak to my belly.
I'm here on the Texas coast, about to dive into a big bowl of buntik gà. I got the fresh sprouts, the carrots, cucumber, lettuce, and then a little. What is this? This isn't fish sauce because it doesn't taste like any other fish sauce I've ever had.
it is. We make them here.
This is the best fish sauce I've ever had.
Thank you.
Woo! I like that woman more and more every second. Oh yeah.
Like all the sauces, Yin has a special touch.
That's the point.
Oh.
I'm pointing. We're at the point. I'm pointing. Pointing. Some of the best Vietnamese food I've ever had in my life, and I've been to Vietnam. I mean, Texas is a big old melting pot of cultures and a big old melting pot of flavors too.
One big regret on the road, you every now and then you eat meals and you start to cry when you eat them because you know it's going to be a long time before you're going to be back to eat them again. And if I could pull a restaurant closer to my house, this would be one of them. Oh, So good.
As long as you can get all of it in your mouth.
All right, so being here at the Point has given me an idea and a reason to stick around after dark in Palacios, because I want to catch one of these fish. And luckily, pulling in big ones is owner Brian's specialty.
We're gonna go out on the big pier, the lit one.
Yeah.
Right across from the Luther Hotel.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Well, how about some of these fish like this one on the wall?
Oh, okay.
Like, how about that 40-pound black drum? That'd be pretty good.
That'd be easy to catch.
Pretty easy to catch. I like that. I like that. If I get some shrimp, go live bait tonight. Is that my best chance of catching a fish?
Yes, you can do that. My recommend is number one right now. It's
Okay.
called a glass minnow.
A couple of these already have the hooks in them.
You can use soft plastic right here. They call it a supermodel.
Okay.
Victoria's Secret. Right here, dirty tequila.
Who is writing the names
Yeah,
for
I
these
know
things?
it. Hey, it worked though.
If it works, can't argue with that.
Hey, the names worked to catch me. Let's see if they work to catch fish.
All right, you guys have watched me fish enough on the show if you've been watching. What's the over-under? Do I catch a whopper in this episode or not? Leave a comment. Oh, yeah.
It is a full moon night. We're in one of the best fishing destinations in all of Texas. If we don't catch fish, I think that's on us. It's kind of like at the Blessing Hotel today. They said if you leave hungry, that's on you. I think the same applies to fishing.
Palacios has an amazing lit pier that's totally free to the public. Trippers have caught record-setting fish in this very spot.
Oh, yes! I told y'all we would catch a fish. Here it is, baby. I knew these waters were just swimming with fish like this.
It's a monster.
It's huge.
What is it?
It's a catfish, man. Here it is. Oh, check it out. That's a double catch. Oh, I lost the catfish. You need to send your big brother back this way, okay?
These aren't catfish. These are like tiny kitten fish.
This little punk catfish.
No lie, we couldn't keep our bait in the water for more than 10 seconds without one of these dinky little catfish biting it. There had to have been at least 1,000 in the water that night. It was one of the most frustrating things fishing because we were trying to catch something. And I'm not kidding. We probably caught 500 fish that night, but none of them were any bigger than the span of my fingers.
Listen, you hear him talking? He said, please,
Wow.
sir, don't let this be the end.
Oh.
It's like the bay is taunting me.
Well, at this rate, I won't be making the Point's wall anytime soon. But at least I brought some of the Point's Vietnamese coffee to keep me company.
And take it from the wise, guys. When in Palacios, always pack a extra pocket banh mi. It mixes well with the sweet smell of shrimp on my fingers.
There is a coast without the crowds, a place full of amazing people who've made their lives living at the water's edge, preserving history, soaking up the sun, and cooking up some of the best food in Texas. Now, I may not have caught the whopper fish I was looking for, but I did catch a whopping appreciation for the city by the sea.
So, from out here on the bay, I will see all y'all out on the road. Via con Dios, amigos. You know you're sitting with me here until we catch a fish, right, John Mark?
How long is that going to be?
Doesn't matter. Days, weeks, years even.
Oh, man.
And I only brought one sandwich, so sorry about that.
Come on.
Hey, trip on over to thedaytripper.com to find travel guides and watch past episodes so you can hit the road yourself and have your own day trip adventures. See you on the road.
The Day Tripper is made possible by Rudy's Country Store and Bar.
All right, I would wrap it up, but y'all give me 1 minute. Watch these sponsor spots. Truly, these are the guys that keep us on the road. I love them all.
Real Texas Barbecue. Dell Precision Workstations. Laptops and desktops designed to power the creativity of the storyteller. The city of Georgetown, where big ideas meet small town charm. Georgetown, the most beautiful town square in Texas. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. Protection and peace of mind for Texans since 1952. Don Hewlett Chevrolet in Georgetown, Texas. Hundreds of vehicles available from compacts to SUVs and trucks online and on site. DonHewlett.com. Built in Shiner, Texas. Built by hand. Ranch Hand Truck Accessories. Built to take a hit.
All right, gang. Here we go. Hey, thank y'all very much for watching. This episode comes out in May, and it'll tell hi, amigos. All right, I got the whole family here. We had to come up to the office to get some good internet here. Anyway, hey, thank y'all so much for watching. It's the fans that truly make this show so much fun to make. Thank you to the crew again for making a phenomenal episode. Y'all tell them how much you love them. They're all right over there on the app. And this is the gang right here. Y'all say hi, everybody.
Hi! Bye, amigos!
Y'all gonna say it with me? Bye, con Dios, amigos. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye, con Dios, amigos!
All right. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. This won't last forever. And we'll see y'all real soon out there on the road.